This here is an example of a finance quadratic application. A monthly teen magazine has 28,000 subscribers when it charges $10 per annual subscription. For each $1 increase in price, the magazine loses about 2,000 subscribers. How much should the magazine charge to maximize annual revenue? And then what is the maximum annual revenue? All right, so looks like we're talking about revenue, so let's make sure we know what revenue is. So revenue is the amount of money that a company takes in from selling a product. So in this case, we have people buying a magazine. That is how they get their money. So our revenue is going to be based on, the number of people times the cost of the magazine, right? So if there's 100 people and the magazine costs $10, that's, $1,000 of revenue. So number of people times the cost gives you the revenue. So here we're talking about a change. We want to change that $10 to something else. And if we change that $10, it's going to change our subscribers. So we have 28,000 subscribers when we charge $10. So let's talk about the changes now in blue. So for each $1 increase, we're going to lose 2,000 subscribers. All right. So let's see if we can write an equation of our revenue, and then we'll see if that will help us at all find the maximum and how that would work. So we know that our revenue equals the number of people. So let's do our people as an expression. So right now we have 28,000 people, but the change of people could be this 2,000. So we have 28,000, but we could potentially lose, so minus 2,000 subscribers for every dollar we increase. So let's call that $1 increase X. All right, so this is our number of people. It's going to be 28,000 minus 2,000 for every X that we increase the price. So that's our number of people. Now, let's relate that to the cost. So normally the cost, again, times, the normal cost is $10, but the change is for every $1 increase. So the cost is going to be 10 plus X dollar increase. And that is our revenue. All right, so this is an expression that that accounts for the change of our cost. Adding 1x here takes away 2,000 people. Okay, now what are we looking for? How much should the magazine charge for to maximize revenue? Okay, whenever I see the word maximize, think about a quadratic graph. The maximum point is called the vertex. So when we take this real life situation and want to analyze it with math, when we're looking for a maximum, we are trying to find the vertex. Okay? So switching now to more of the manipulation, this is our equation, and I want to find the vertex of this equation. Well, think about what form it is right now. Right now it is an intercept form, because I have two binomials being multiplied. So for intercept form, we want to know those x-intercepts. So we set each one of these equal to 0. So I want to know when this equals 0, and I want to know when this equals 0. Those will get my two x-intercepts. I said this was an intercept form, and it's kind of a variation because here we have the 2,000 with the x, so that makes it slightly different. But we can always find the x-intercepts just by setting each group equal to 0. Alrighty, so to solve this, we'd subtract the 28,000, and we get negative 2,000x equals negative 28,000. Divide by negative 2,000, and we get that x is 14. And over here, this is a really easy one. Subtract 10, and we get that x is negative 10. So these are the two x-intercepts, and we want the vertex, though. So the vertex is going to be midway. So midway between that would be x is 2. And that would be, so converting that back to the situation, that means a $2 increase would be the maximum revenue producer. All right? So $2 increase would maximize revenue. Okay, because that is the x of the vertex. Now, that is question number 1, or almost. So how much should the magazine charge? So if it's a $2 increase, we should charge $12. Because normally the magazine was $10. Now with the $2 increase, we charge $12. And then to find the actual revenue, well, revenue is the y value of the vertex. All right, the x was the increase, and the y is the revenue. So we'll just plug the x back into the equation and calculate y. So again, our x was the 2. And so we have revenue equals 28,000 minus 2,000 times 2 times 10 plus 2. And when that is all said and done, we get that our maximum revenue is $288,000. All right, so a $2 increase would make our revenue $288,000. So that is a more financial application of the quadratic, and it all starts with the initial relationship that you're talking about. In this case, what is revenue? So revenue relates the number of people to the cost of the product. Once you have that, then you write an expression for each thing. The people was the 28,000 minus 2,000x. The cost was 10 plus x. Once you have your equation, then it just turns into the manipulation. All right, you take the real life, convert it to math, and you do the math on it, and that will give you the info that you can turn back into the real life info, or the real life solution.